Welcome to my workshop. I'm Tina and this is Tina's Workshop. Today is August 30th, Friday, and you will see this tomorrow. We're currently at 78 degrees. It has been getting warmer this last week. We've been in the 90s all week, but it's only supposed to get to 84 today. So that's not too bad. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I've actually got quite a few things for you today, mostly finished objects. So let's see. Last week I showed you the robe that my son was making and he finished it. So I thought I would let you see, and it's really long because he's really tall, so you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. But let's see if I can get you the idea of it. I did take a picture of him in it, but he would shoot me if I showed it. It actually came out really nice. It's very long. They got the nice soft fleece inside. He's got some big pockets. His iPad will fit into it. And he picked out these really cool buttons, but they were too big for the buttonholer on my sewing machine. So we improvised and we made little leather straps. And then when we sewed them down, decided to make this like stitching border all the way around the whole thing, and then went back and did that also on the sleeves. And he's got his nice hood on it. It's super warm and cozy, which he hasn't really needed warm and cozy right now, but he really likes it. And it's just the right length for him and everything. I put on it and it swallows me. It like goes to here and drags the floor, but it was perfect for him. So let's see. So last week I told you I was going to start another emotional support chicken, and I did, and I finished it. I actually finished it this morning. So this is my newest one. It's all hand spun yarn. This was Tomke, which is a new breed, and I spun that recently. And then this one, do not honestly remember what this one was, and it's not, this is my skein of it. I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was BFL. But that's what I used for all the stripes. And I did 2 extra stripes, or 2 extra rows on each stripe to make sure that I had enough of the Tomke, because I just wasn't sure I would. And I actually still have that much of it left. So I did really well. So I was glad I didn't run out of that. And I did give her a little lavender belly. And the person I'm making it for likes yellow, so my son had actually picked out this color because it has the yellow in it. She also loves Halloween, so the fall colors are great. But being the fact she likes yellow, I also chose yellow eyes. So I think she came out rather cute. And I actually just had an order for 2 Christmas themed ones. And the little girl that I had made one for, she actually told me, she says, "You need to make me an orange one with a pumpkin on its head." I was like, okay. But she got me thinking when she said that, so I made her this. My battery's about to die, so give me 1 second to change. Okay, so I made her this little one that's all orange with little green eyes, and then little green leafy comb on it so that it would be kind of pumpkin-y. So I have not given her that one yet, but I did that for her the other night when she said about the other one. I already made her, you saw me do the one little chicken that I had made for her, and then I made her the multicolor one for her birthday. So this will be her 3rd chicken of some sort from me. But that being said, I also, so I showed you the baby blanket that I had finished last week. showed you the gray baby blanket that I had finished, and I had a second one that I needed to do. Well, I decided that with that gray baby blanket, I would make a little gray chicken. So I made a little matching chicken to go with the baby blanket. And then I made this yellow blanket with a little yellow chick to match. And when I was doing this one, I thought I had all the matching colors, and I didn't. I had 4 skeins together, and the first skein I grabbed didn't have a label. And when I started to get ready to use the second skein, the color was slightly off, and the texture of the yarn slightly off. So I don't know what I was using, but if you look, see where the difference is right there? So I had already done the majority of the blanket. So what I ended up doing is putting a stripe at both ends. So the other yarn is at both ends to try and make it purposeful. And then the border is all with that second yarn too. So that's what I did. I think it came out cute, and then I made the little chick to go with it. And then there was a girl baby blanket that I had to make, and I forgot to grab that one. Hold on. I thought I had everything over here. What am I hitting? Oh. Thought I had everything over here, and I didn't. So there was a girl blanket that needed to be made too. So my sister-in-law Charity made that, and it's super cute. Look at this. Doesn't that come out so cute? These little multicolor rosettes. She thinks it's a little bit bright, but I've always loved bright baby stuff myself. When my boys were little, I always loved dressing them in bright things. So I think that one came out super cute. Well, this one was going to have 2 boy hats to go with it for the siblings of who the blanket was going to. And I talked to the person who had ordered it from me, and I said, would you like little chicks instead? And she says, sure. So I made 2 more little chicks, and I have been working, trying to fine-tune the pattern. You guys saw this one I had done a while back that was based on another video, and I didn't follow hers to T. I kind of was like, okay, I like this idea, and I did my own thing because there was some things that I didn't care for. She did her tail in the same color as the comb, which for me, the chicken's tail is not going to be that color. So there was different little things, and so I keep playing around with it, trying to make it easy and what I like, and not have large holes, because like the gray one I did, I actually stitched up the holes. They were too large. So I keep playing around with it, and I also thought it needed the wattle. I like the little wattle, and I thought it needed the wattle. So the ones I am doing now have the little wattle, and they've come out like really simple, and the holes are small enough that the polyfill is not going to come out of them. And then when I work across to close this, I create the extra little bit for the tail. So I will probably end up doing a video on how I've been doing mine at some point, but I think they're super cute and they're super easy. I did both of these this morning. So I finished the chicken off, and I did these 2 this morning and stitched the gray one. So I was busy this morning, but I was wanting to get all that stuff completed and done so I can move on to something else. And so let's see. Okay. One other thing. If you watched my video on Wednesday, you will have seen my little scrump, which is the doll from Lilo and Stitch. And I think it actually came out really cute. And when my oldest son walked down, he saw it on my desk and he picked it up and he's like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So I was like, yeah, I guess I did okay. So if you would like to know how to make one or how I did it, you can follow my video from this week. It's not a tutorial in the sense that I was figuring it out as I was doing the video. So there's actually certain points where I've put notation up to not follow along with what I'm doing right there. If you're actually trying to make it, skip to this part, because I had trial and error as I was doing it, but I did walk through the whole thing, so you can actually follow it and make one of your own if you would like to. So this one will be heading off to a new home. The stocking I did a while back that I did the tutorial on with Dobby on it, it's going to the same house. So now I can get that sent too. I've been wanting to get that completed so that I can get it all sent off. So, Glacier's hat. I showed you that I was starting with Glacier's hat, which I actually switched bags because I originally made this bag when I was working on a hat for my son. And since it's the same son, it makes sense that I would have this hat in this bag. So, bag I made. I started it. And it now looks like this. That is the hat. I had it in the car, and I put the seat down in the car for something. And I hadn't fully pushed down on it, but then I get in on the other side and I lean onto it to talk to my son who's in the front seat, and it pushed down more, and I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not. My bags are under there. And he's like, oh, it's fine. It wasn't fine. If you remember, I got that really nice set of knitting needles recently. Yeah, that's what I was using. And there's the needles, snapped, completely snapped. And the cable also broke. And the rest of the needles are still on here. Yeah. So that's what happened, which meant this got completely pulled off. Luckily, I wasn't too far on it, so I was only a couple rows in, so it's not a big deal pulling it back out, but I was just like, no. I couldn't believe it happened. And it was that brand new set of needles. I was heartsick. So I ended up having to go on, and I ordered a replacement. I couldn't get the exact same colors, so I ended up, I still got the wood ones, but they're a different color, and then the cable I'm getting is green so that I can replace the needle and the cable in my set, so I still have a complete set. But I was heartsick. So I did have some progress on it, but it's now back to the beginning. So that one will get work done later. And fall socks, I did not get any work done on that because I've been working on the baby blankets and the chicken and wanting to get all that stuff done. Speaking of which, Crazy Sock Lady, her summer sock camp ends tomorrow. So if you've been working on socks for that, make sure that you upload your finished socks by tomorrow. Did not get any work done on my Wonderland yarns or my Cozy Memories blanket or the Quay scarf. So they've all just been sitting there sad because they've been neglected. But I do have some acquisitions. I actually had one acquisition last week that I forgot to show you. I had gotten a new furls hook in, and I've already used it actually to do the yellow blanket. No, not the yellow blanket, I'm sorry, to do the scrump. So I got a size G in their new colorway, and this is one of their metal hooks. So I want to use this with my Wonderland yarns. And then I think I may end up doing a video comparing different hooks, because especially with that one, I've used my Clover, I've used the Fire, I'll be using the Furls, I've also used some other ones. And I do have things that I prefer. Everybody has their own, but sometimes it's nice to just hear those pros and cons of why you like different things or don't like different ones, especially if you're spending a lot of money on a hook compared to something cheap, which I'm thinking about buying one of the Dollar Tree hooks too, just so that I can give a good comparison from that all the way up. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing in the future. But anyway, got a new Furls hook. I love it. And then also, that day, like maybe an hour after I made the last video, I went and checked my mail and I had a package there. So I told you I had ordered yarn from Polka Dot Creek and it had come in. So this is a worsted weight. The colorway is Avocado and it's 100% superwash merino. So there's the label. And you know, I love that green. It's so pretty. I really need to start that shawl I want to do with all the different greens, because I have a really nice collection of greens now. I love it. And then when I was laughing because the bag that is not here, the bag that I have my Cozy Memories, because Cozy Memories is, the pattern is by Shelley DuPont from Polka Dot Creek. And I was laughing because I have little trucks all over my bag. And the reason I was laughing is because that's the pin I ordered with the little truck. And it's hard to tell with that light, but it's pink, which pink is not my color, but I love the old little trucks, and it's hauling a skeiny yarn. I mean, come on, that's so cute. So I bought that and I bought the yarn. Oh, and on the package, it had a little sticker and it cracked me up. How do knitters like to travel? By cable car. Yep. Let's see. I also got, I went to the Legacy, our secondhand craft store, because you guys know I love it. I'm actually going to probably do a video here, full walkthrough of their store soon. But I bought another one of their little cell phone stands. They have a lady that makes these, and they are just super cute, and they work so nicely, and they're great for setting your patterns on too. This one was cute with the zebras on it. So I bought that, but I also bought a new book, because the books are like 50 cents, 75 cents. I think they're 50 cents. And I got Weekend Knitting, 50 Unique Projects and Ideas. And there's some fun stuff in there. And I picked it up too because I knew if it's weekend knitting, then it's going to be things that you can do a little bit quicker. And I want to do the little checkers, which I could have done without the book. I mean, that's simple, but they also had this little, wrong page. They have this little bag, and it says it is the Checkers travel set, backgammon and checkers travel set, because then when that outside piece comes off, and it's a little backgammon board, and then you have the little checkers board, but they also made a little checkers tote. But I think it's super cute. But they have shawls and hats and mittens and socks and all kinds of stuff in here. So that's going to be a fun book to play with. Then that same day, I had gone to lunch with a friend of mine you've seen on some of my videos like Lambtown and stuff, my friend Mary. So we'd gone to lunch, and then we went to Legacy, and then we went over to Fiber Circle Studio in Petaluma that you would have seen on my yarn hop video. And I couldn't help myself, and I bought some yarn. The colorway is called Ginkgo, and I love Ginkgo trees. They're just amazing. It says lamb and goat fingering weight, 90% New Zealand wool, 10% cashmere. And it is by Dreaming Color Yarn. So there's the, wait, there we go. There's the label. And it's just a small, it's not a great big skein. It's only, where is it at? 50 grams and 190 yards. So it's not a real big one, but it's that pretty green I love. So I thought that would be fun to go with all my other greens. Let's see. Tuck it in here in the basket. See? Look at all my greens. So I need to get that scarf started. And it's a super soft yarn. It's really soft. One other one, I went up to my mail again the other day, and my monthly Into the World came in, and the color is called Ruby Lime Sunshine. And it, sorry, that was the garbage can. It's Coriadel this month. So there's the label. And look at the color. That one's going to be a really fun one to spin up. So I'm looking forward to spinning that. Speaking of spinning, I just got 2 more spinning wheels. And a table loom, and I'm probably going to end up coming home with a floor loom. That makes 18 spinning wheels now. Yep, I think I might have a problem. Though I do have, I have something I'm planning to do with all these spinning wheels. You know, I want to teach adults, I want to teach children. And I like the fact of having a number of them that people can sit down and use. They can try out different kinds, see what kind they like the best. But yeah, I ended up with 2 more. But in the process, we were coming home, and my sister-in-law looked and she said, you know, I think maybe I want to try spinning again and weaving. Because I started to teach her at one point, but she had surgery on her ankle. And with a single treadle, she's using that ankle a lot. And one of the wheels we just brought home is the single, but it's the big treadle. It almost looks like a double, but it's still one platform. So she can use both feet and not put as much work. So she could be using the other foot more with this one just kind of going with it. So it might be a little bit easier on her to use that one. And then hello, Mr. Spider. But I had a piece of fuzz there, and it wasn't fuzz, it was a spider. Anyway, so that might get her back into doing some of that, which will be fun. And I also don't know if you've noticed, but I have a new chair. And it is a really nice, comfy chair. And it even reclines. It was an awesome yard sale find, $10. And we come home, and my son starts looking at it, and he's like, you know, I wonder. And he starts looking up the company and everything. And their chairs are really expensive, like $1,400 chairs. But he couldn't find this exact model, and he finally found one that was the same model and about the same condition. This is actually in really good condition. There's just a little bit on the seat where you can see the leather. It's slightly worn, but not broke through or anything. Anyway, so he found this one that was being sold used and had actually been sold for $400. I got mine for 10. I think I kind of scored, and it's really comfy for sitting here, so that was awesome. So life stuff, basic. We'll be at Lambtown October 5th and 6th in Dixon for the Fiber Festival. Otherwise, not a whole lot going on, just basic, same old stuff. Just working on all my things, getting stuff done, watching other people on their YouTube, all that stuff they're doing. I do enjoy watching other people's podcasts, so I hope you guys enjoy watching mine. If you do, make sure and click like and subscribe. All that stuff really does help. I'm just over 640 subscribers, which is awesome. As soon as I get to 1,000 and a certain amount of watch hours, then things can start changing, you know, like monetary wise and stuff. It's not much at all, but it's that start and that little thing that can start to get me to where it helps me to pay for my addiction and the things I show you guys. My video Wednesday, if all goes well, is going to be a fun Beetlejuicy themed, because Beetlejuice will be coming out and I already have my tickets to go. I love Beetlejuice, as you guys probably well know from my Beetlejuice socks that I did recently, and some of my other, you know, Beetlejuice things I've shown you. I really enjoy that movie, but you know, it's an 80s thing. 80s, 90s, whenever that came out. Way back when I was younger. Much younger. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great weekend, have a great week next week, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.